Welcome to another edition of Tasker 101 Tutorials brought to you by hollywoodfrodo.com. I'm Eric, and yes, it's another Tasker tutorial. Don't get too excited though, I'm not really starting the series back or anything like that. I just honestly don't have time these days to do a whole lot with Tasker or to do a whole lot of tutorials. But I used Tasker for something for me the other day, and I was like, hey, I should make a video of this just to show you guys something cool that I did and that can be done. And using the current version of Tasker along with one of the latest versions of Android. I'm now on Android Pie. So basically I had a side launcher called Wave Launcher, and the developer stopped doing anything with it several years ago, but it still worked until Android Pie, then it started having some issues. So I created my own side launcher using Tasker. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but over here on the side there's this little light kind of orange bar, and that's my bar. So I slide out from there, and it allows me to open any of these things I want really quick access to from within any app. So I can go into another app and you can kind of see it's still there. So I can, from within any app that I need to access that, I can access it. It's there whenever I need it. Also, you can kind of slide down on it and it opens your notifications. And if you slide down and over, see if that works. That's a harder gesture to do. Doesn't always, it's a hard one because it's such a small area, but basically there's a, nope, it's not working for me right now. I've had it work, but it's obviously not very reliable. But I'll show you what it is I was trying to do. Oh, there we go. So down and left opens the quick settings, but as you can see, not something you could rely on because it's just such a narrow space. It's hard to get any down and or up and things like that. Also, if I wanted it to go away, I slide up and that destroys the scene, that makes it go away. As soon as I turn my phone back on, it will come back. So I want to show you how I created this. I'm not going to do step-by-step building from scratch. I'm just going to go in and show you how I created it and what I used. Let's go into Tasker. Where is my Tasker? Too many notifications. So in Tasker, this is the slider itself. So basically I built a slider. If I go into properties, this is the properties of the entire scene, 20 by 275. The background color, you'll see I made completely clear. Now originally I started off, I had it about like that because I wanted to be able to see the background behind the box on top of it. But once I was done building it, then I made it all the way clear, took it away. And then if I tap that, what you're actually seeing that's orange is a rectangle on top of the scene, but it's the entire same size as the full scene, 20 by 275. Then I chose a color for that, and I made it like a slightly transparent orange color. And I have no border. And then I made a corner radius, and you see it says rounded corners, and you can choose. I just did left corners, and that's how, if you kind of see it here, kind of curves down on each side, and that's because I made the rounded corners only on the left. You can have a tap action on a scene. I've shown that before, but I didn't want that. You can have a long tap action. Now I did try destroy scene for long tap, but that doesn't work very well because again, this is such a slim, and especially on this phone, this is a S9 Plus, so it has that infinity edge screen. So this is kind of on the infinity edge, and there's built-in things in the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus that have that screen to kind of keep you from accidentally touching something on the edge. So trying to long tap that is almost impossible, so that doesn't work very well, just so you know. On this phone, might work well on your phone. And then here's stroke, and I said direction any, length 7. So basically anytime it senses a stroke that is approximately 7 pixels, it should trigger this task. And then each task has an if that specifies the direction. So for example, status bar expanded is if the stroke direction is down, and that is a built-in Tasker variable. stroke direction. And then super slider, this is if it's left, and that's what you see when I just slide out like that. And the slider, that's a super slider, and that's easy to trigger in spite of the small space, just because of the nature of that gesture. Going right would probably be next to near to impossible, so I wouldn't try that. And then down left, which as you can see was really hard to do, and then up, which is destroy scene. And destroy scene is what makes that go away. This down left, to do the quick settings, just so you know, I used the auto input plugin for that, and did global action quick settings, which is a cool feature of auto input that's not a built-in tasker feature, to be able to open directly into quick settings. And then I used Auto Shortcut Pro, and then created a shortcut for the super slider. And then just so you can see the full thing of how I did that, that shortcut is to PopUp Widgets. PopUp Widgets is an awesome little app that allows you to basically pop up any widget on your phone. You can pop it up above your phone. And so I use Folder Organizer. Folder Organizer is another awesome app, and I've reviewed that before a long time ago, and still a great app even to this day. And that, in Folder Organizer, I created the various shortcuts and apps to be part of the super slider folder. And so now with the PopUp Widget app, I can create a widget using that folder, and that's what you see slide out from the side. It's a pop-up widget of the folder organizer widget, and so that's how that works. And pretty straightforward. If you get these apps, you'll be able to figure it out. But that's it. That's how it works. Now again, my trigger, I didn't show you that, so let me go into that real quick. My trigger for this is show slide 2. So that's the task that shows it. So that's the task that triggers when I slide out from the left. When it senses that, it triggers the actually, let me start that over. No, because when I slide from the left, that triggers pop-up widget. Sorry about that. What this is doing is this is showing the scene. This is the task. Remember, you create a scene, but then you have to have a task that actually shows the scene. This is the task that actually shows the little scene on the side. And then in profiles, I created a trigger to trigger that task to show the scene, and that's display on. I don't have an exit trigger because I just want it, once it shows, I want it to always show. So if I turn my phone off, turn it back on, you'll see it there. If I turn my phone off and turn it back on, it's still there. It never goes away because I don't have an exit task. If I want it to go away, I can slide up and that will destroy the scene. And display on may not be the best way to do this. Or you could try other triggers as a way to make sure it's always there. But screen on has seemed to work for me. It's like I said, unless you destroy it, once it's there, it's kind of always there. And then if I destroy it because I don't want it there, I need it to be out of the way for some reason, then I just turn my screen off and back on, it'll be there again. But anyway, that's it. That's the my own little side quick launcher, all courtesy of Tasker. And you can see it works really well. It's, no matter what screen I'm in or what I'm doing, I can slide out and there it is. I can go to whatever I need to go to. So anyway, that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully that was helpful. I know it's been a while, and again, unfortunately, not going to be doing a whole lot of these again or anything, but just I created that for myself and thought I'd show you guys and gals out there in Android land as well, since Tasker is still, even today, a really awesome tool. Unfortunately, I just don't have as much time to play with it as I used to. But anyway, that's it until next time, so have fun with Tasker and Android.